On March 8, 2014, a modern commercial airplane took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport. It was a routine red-eye flight, scheduled to travel from Malaysia to Beijing, China. The aircraft was a Boeing 777, considered one of the safest and most advanced planes in the world. On board were 239 people, passengers, pilots, cabin crew, ordinary individuals heading home, to work, to loved ones. None of them knew this flight would become one of the greatest mysteries in human history. Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 departed normally. The weather was calm, there were no technical warnings. The captain and co-pilot were experienced professionals with thousands of flight hours. Everything about this journey appeared completely normal. At 1:19 a.m., the pilot made a routine radio transmission to air traffic control. "Good night, Malaysian 370. Those simple words would be the last confirmed communication from the aircraft. Just minutes later, MH370 vanished from civilian radar. At first, air traffic controllers assumed a technical error. Systems fail, signals drop. Planes don't simply disappear, especially not in the modern age of satellites, GPS tracking, and constant monitoring. But this disappearance was different. Military radar soon revealed a shocking detail that would change everything. After losing contact, MH370 did not continue toward China. It turned. The plane made a deliberate westward turn, crossed back over Malaysia, flew across the Andaman Sea, and then headed south toward one of the most remote and empty regions on Earth, the southern Indian Ocean. This was not an accident. To make matters worse, several onboard communication systems were manually shut down one after another. The transponder, which allows aircraft to be tracked, was disabled. Other systems stopped transmitting as well. This could not have happened automatically. Someone inside the cockpit knew exactly what they were doing. For several hours after its disappearance, MH370 continued flying silently. No radio calls, no emergency signals, just a massive aircraft moving through the darkness, invisible to the world. Eventually, the plane would have run out of fuel. Where it went down, no one knows. The search that followed became the largest and most expensive in aviation history. Dozens of countries joined the effort. Ships, aircraft, underwater drones, and satellites scanned millions of square kilometers of ocean. Days passed, then weeks, then months. No wreckage, no bodies, no black box. Families waited in agony. Some clung to hope. Others demanded answers. Press conferences offered little more than confusion and contradictions. Locations of the search kept changing as new data emerged and then collapsed. More than a year later, something finally appeared. A piece of aircraft wing debris washed ashore on Reunion Island in the Indian Ocean. Experts confirmed it belonged to a Boeing 777 and almost certainly to MH370. Over the next few years, additional fragments were discovered along the coastlines of Africa and nearby islands. But these discoveries raised even more questions. If the plane crashed into the ocean at high speed, where was the main wreckage? Where were the bodies? Why were the debris pieces so scattered and so few? Most importantly, what caused the plane to change course in the first place? Investigators explored every possible explanation. Mechanical failure was considered. But no known failure could explain the deliberate shutdown of systems and the precise change in direction. Hijacking was investigated, but no group ever claimed responsibility, and no ransom demands were made. Attention then turned to the cockpit. Some believe the pilot intentionally diverted the plane in an act of suicide. Flight simulator data recovered from his home showed routes similar to the plane's final path. But the pilot's family and friends strongly rejected this theory, saying there were no signs of mental distress. Others suggested a fire on board that disabled communication systems, though this still fails to explain the extended flight time and controlled turns. And then there are the darker theories. Was the plane intercepted by military forces? Was it diverted to a secret location? Was there sensitive cargo on board that authorities refused to discuss? In 2018, Malaysia released a final report on MH370. The conclusion was devastating. They admitted they still did not know what caused the plane to disappear. No definitive answers, no accountability, no closure. For the families of the 239 people on board, the mystery remains a wound that never healed. Without confirmed remains, without certainty, their loved ones exist in a painful state between life and death. MH370 did not simply crash, it vanished. In an era where every movement is tracked, logged, and recorded, one aircraft escaped history itself. And that is what makes this case so unsettling. Because if a modern plane carrying hundreds of people can disappear without a trace, then the world may not be as predictable as we believe. So what do you think happened to flight MH370? Was it human intent? A catastrophic failure? Or a truth too uncomfortable to reveal, till the wreckage is found and the black boxes are recovered? MH370 remains a mystery that refuses to land.